Welcome to the Chazz Palminteri Podcast. New episode today. We got old school. Let me tell you something. If you open up the dictionary and to look up old school, you see this guy's fucking picture in front of you. Old school. Is he old school? This guy's old school. But before I bring him out, I want to tell you, got to go to my site, chazzpalminteri.net. I'm going to tell you where I'm going to be doing the one-man show. The one-man show, the show that started it all. September 10th, I'll be in Lancaster, PA, at the American Music Theater. October 9th, I'm going to be in Boston. I love Boston. Great city. Great town. I'm not a Boston Red Sox fan, but I'm a Yankee fan. But you know that, but a great town. I'm going to be at the Emerson Colonial Theater in Boston. And Pittsburgh, PA, November 11th and 12th, the Byram Theater in Pittsburgh. Just go to my site, chazzpalminteri.net. Go to my website. Go to Instagram, Chazz Palminteri. You'll see where I am. You go on my site. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. I always say this because my dad wrote this, put it in my room when I was 9 years old, and I decided I wasn't going to waste my life, and God willing, everything worked out really good. I gave it to my kids, my son Dante and Gabriella. They both went to the top schools in the country, and my son went to Berkeley, graduated. My daughter right now is going to the University of Michigan. Both of them really, the card works. If you want to give it to your kids, inspire them, you tell them that Chazz Palminteri said, don't waste their talent. All right, so getting back to somebody who fucking totally wasted his talent. I'm just kidding. And he is, he's really, truly unique guy. And who is he? If you come to my shows, I have a guy out there selling the merchandise. He's a classic. He's a one. We know the saying "one of a kind." Mr. Sandy Blue Eyes. How are you, Sandy?
How you doing, Chazz? Thank you for having me back.
Well, thank you for coming back. I had no choice to have you back because you kept breaking my balls to have you back. And we can laugh. You can laugh. It's no big deal. If you guys want to make sounds, that's fine. Don't hold it in. That's fine. Hey, Chazz, when are you going to have me back? Hey, when are you going to have me back? I figured I'd wait 43 days for you to get next fucking haircut. Now, when do you get your haircut? Every 43 days or 44?
Every 44 days.
Every 44 days. I'm sorry. This man, ladies and gentlemen, gets his haircut every 44 days. We talked about it the last time you were on. Why do you do that every 44 days, Sandy?
Because from the 45th day on, it starts to look unruly.
In one day?
In one day. From the 45th day on, it starts to look unruly.
43rd day, it's still okay.
It's still good.
The man is fucking nuts, folks. Do you understand that? I'm telling Gary, he's nuts. John the One, we're dealing with a fucking nut here. Do you understand that? I
still want to know what's going to happen once his barber retires.
No, he can't.
What happens when he, God forbid, he retires?
I go to his house.
Now, who's your barber again? What's his name?
Ray in Hairport in Port Jefferson, Long Island.
In Hairport?
Hairport, it's called.
Hairport. Is that a pun or something? Hairport. No. In Jefferson, Long Island?
Port Jefferson.
Port Jefferson, but the name of the place is Hairport.
Hairport.
Like a takeoff on airport.
No, take off on Port Jefferson.
On Port Jefferson. I know, it sounds a little more like airport to me, but I'll give you that one. So, I mean, you're still doing the 500 eggs every Monday?
Yeah,
whatever.
From Costco.
Costco.
Yeah, I still buy the 500 eggs at a time.
500 eggs at a time.
But now I'm cutting down on the calories for the summer.
Right.
So I'm trying to cut up a little bit. So I'm doing 6 every morning. I'm eating 6 hard-boiled egg whites.
Every morning.
Every morning.
We talked about this. Go ahead.
A little bowl of fruit. 10 vitamins.
10 vitamins.
And gallons of water.
Gallons of water. And let's not forget the 5 almonds.
And 5 almonds, absolutely.
So you always come in dressed sharp, always looking good.
You.
Look like you fell out of a fucking George Raff movie. But George Raff was an old-time gangster. I don't know.
I know. My father used to watch those movies.
Used to watch those movies. I got to say, when we talk about old school, look at this guy. This guy's been here for a few hours right now. Has never unbuttoned his tie, loosened it up, just kind of relaxed a little bit. Is that right, Sandy?
That's correct. My father, when he went to an occasion with my mom,
yes,
my mom used to say he will not loosen his tie.
My father did the same.
Right,
yes.
There you go. Until the end of the evening.
Not even in the car.
No,
You wait till he got home.
No, not even in the car.
And you are the same way.
Yes.
You know, these little idiosyncrasies, that's the word, I think I said it right. Your hair, the eggs. I have to bring these up again because I'm astounded by them. You cut the grass twice a week.
I just started with the grass again now.
The summer's back, so you only cut the tops. Is that right?
3 times a week.
3 times a week.
Yeah.
You must got a lot of fucking time on your hands.
Well, I have a big house to take care of. I have a couple of cars that I take care of. And
so you cut the grass 3 times a week.
Right.
And you do this because why?
Well, I keep the grass long.
Right.
Especially in the months of June,
Right.
July, and August.
Because it's hot.
Because that's when the sun is the strongest.
Yes.
If you cut it too short, the sun actually burns the roots and the grass won't grow green.
So for people that want to know how to keep, I mean, I've been to this guy's house and I saw his lawn. It looks fake.
Right, thank you.
But who the fuck could invest that much time?
It's not hard.
It's not hard.
All you have to do, we're going to give Scott's a plug now.
Give Scott's a plug.
All you have to do is follow the Scott Step 5 method.
You follow them,
To
a T.
To a T.
To a T.
And underground sprinklers,
right?
They help immensely, underground sprinklers.
So you got to make sure there's water.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, this guy, I know he's so anal about everything. I mean, he sells my merchandise at my clubs. Sandy Blue Eyes from TikTok fame, here he is right now in front of me. Man gets 2 million hits on TikTok. It's incredible. Women, they love him. They come to the show. They take pictures with him. Sandy, how's the business going so far? Pretty good, I hear.
I love working for you. I love doing what I do.
Right.
And I love greeting the people as they walk in the door.
Do you notice they recognize you?
Oh, absolutely.
They do.
They yell my name out. That's Sandy Blue Eyes from Instagram.
From Instagram.
From your Instagram, from your TikTok.
Right.
And I love talking to them. They ask me if I would take pictures with them.
Right.
And then they, I sell a lot at the beginning of the show.
You do, I know.
But then they come in and see what you do on that stage. And then they come out, and the line is like almost around the building.
What would you say, the card here, the saddest thing in life is wasted out? Was this one of the big sellers?
Absolutely.
Right.
They're very inspired. People buy this for their teenagers,
right,
for their children. I mean, I had a gentleman buy 20 of them one evening.
20 cards?
That's correct.
Wow.
And what they do is, and they've showed me pictures that what they do is they'll frame them.
Right.
And they'll put them on their children's wall.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, if I may tell this quick story.
Go right ahead.
My friend that cuts my hair, he has a grandson, and his name is Nico. And I introduced Nico to Chazz. Chazz had a nice little talk with him about...
He saw the show.
He saw the show. He came to see the show with his grandfather and his grandmother and the whole family. And Chazz signed the card to Nico and says, listen to your father, listen to your mother, listen to your grandfather and your grandmother, and do excellent in school, and always read this card. And this boy started reading the card day after day after day, and he went home with his report card, and he said, look, Mom, and Grandpa and Grandma, and he said, look at my report card, because Mr. Chazz told me, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
Yeah.
And I don't want to waste my talent. That's the truth.
Yes, I remember when you told me that story, and it was very, very nice.
Very inspiring.
And what's his name?
Nico.
Nico
Legala.
Nico what?
Legala.
Nico Legala, I'm proud of you, Nico. Don't let me down. Wasted talent. Don't let me down, Nico. You're a good boy. Okay, you're a good boy. You want me to give your child a shout out? Go to Chazz Palminteri Show. Leave a question. Leave your son or your daughter's name. I'll give them a shout out. You think they need a little inspiration? I do it.
Absolutely.
Go right ahead. But Nico, you're doing a great job, pal. Keep it up. Keep it up.
But besides the card, we sell the posters.
We sell those are the classic posters that are from 1987, 88. 88. Where are they? Are they anywhere around here? No.
There's one over there.
There's one over there. We'll go get it. There's a classic poster from over there. Get both of them, the colored one too.
Right, yeah.
Those are classic vintage posters. Those are from my original one-man show in 1988. They're collector's items. I sell them and at the show, and a lot of people, they'll buy the card and the posters. Yes. Is that right? Yeah, is that right? Thank you very much, young man. Here we have, this is the classic, the original poster.
Right.
A Bronx Tale with the original reviews. And this is a vintage poster right here. And these are collector's items. I mean, really, seriously.
And then we have the hoodies.
The hoodies.
The T-shirts.
T-shirts with, on the back it says one of the great ones. On the front it says Bronx Tale. You sell a lot of good stuff, Sandy.
And we even have meet and greets too. If you're interested in meeting Chazz,
yes,
you see me in the lobby.
You see Sandy Blue Eyes in the lobby. You talk to him. You go, Sandy, could you straighten me out here? And Sandy will straighten you out, obviously. And you'll come backstage and see me after the show.
We have a great time.
We have a good time.
Yes.
So, Sandy, did you ever, meet any gumadas out there?
Yeah, I meet a lot of nice people, a lot of nice women out there.
But you're very busy. You can't be once in a while.
I sneak in a little hello every now and then, to let them know that I think they're attractive and they're very nice people.
I mean, not with a boy.
No, never with a guy.
Or anything.
No,
right.
Never fool with another man's woman. Never.
Never.
Absolutely
You have
never.
never fooled with another man's woman.
Absolutely not.
Now, I know that for a fact because I've seen you in action, and you don't fool around with another man's woman. How do you feel about, but we talked about this once. How do you feel about when you're out with a girl, she's beautiful or very attractive or whatever, and you're with her, you don't look at other girls?
Well, if I glance at another girl, that's okay.
It's not a big deal.
No, that's fine.
Could she look at another guy?
Absolutely.
It doesn't bother you at all?
No, if she just glances like I just glanced.
Yeah, if she sees a guy and he's handsome, what's the big deal?
Absolutely. That's fine.
That's part of life.
That's correct.
But you're old school where you want to, if a girl's with her boobs out, you don't like that.
No, that's putting on a show. That's attracting attention.
But what about if she's absolutely stunning and her boobs are tastefully out? Tastefully.
Tastefully, that's fine.
That's okay.
That's okay. But it has to be tastefully.
Jesus, man, Sandy, I got to be honest with you. You're tough. I mean, my wife is beautiful, and if she has, pretty nice boobs, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I'm going home with her. What's the big deal?
I just think, I don't know. For me, I'm speaking for me.
For you,
it just draws attention.
Is that bad?
Well, it draws more than a glance attention.
Okay.
And then
you draw attention with your Goodfellas outfit. You draw attention.
Yeah, but it's not like a flesh attention. It's not like a sexual attention.
Oh, it's not.
No,
it's not. I seen you walking around with your shirt off, with you're trying to show off your guns when you work out. I seen that. I mean, I don't know, Sandy. I think there's a. You have a system here. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, as they say, Sandy Blue Eyes.
Well, I don't walk around like with my pants hanging down.
No, I know that.
So,
but I don't know. I think we disagree on that. I think if a woman is sexy and beautiful, if it's done tastefully, I think she could show herself off. It doesn't bother me at all. But you're different. You're a little more. I'm old school, but you're even more old school than I am.
I like just a little cleavage.
A little cleavage.
Just a little cleavage.
You sound like a little sexist. Does he sound like a little sexist, fellas? I mean, come on.
I like a woman that wears dresses and skirts and hoops and heels.
It's pretty like,
And straight blown out hair.
Okay, Sandy, I know what you're saying, but what happens if you meet a girl, she doesn't wear hoops, she's got the heels, and she doesn't have straight blown out hair, but she's absolutely stunning, and she's a good person. Is that a problem?
I don't know. I would have to see. I would have to get to know her. I would have to see.
He's got to think about it.
Because I would rather it be from the very beginning that...
But maybe she doesn't wear that.
Well, then she doesn't fit into my criteria then.
So your criteria is there's a certain girl that has to check all the boxes, and if she doesn't check all the boxes, she's not for Sandy Blue Eyes.
Correct. Let's say I meet a nice young lady.
Yes.
But really, she likes guys with blonde hair and brown eyes. I wouldn't fit into her criteria.
No, but that's a physical thing. This is like how she dresses. She's got to wear hoop earrings.
No, not all the time.
What do you got? A fetish for hoop earrings? Straight hair, high heels?
Well, that's why I like J-Lo, but not all the time.
Well, let me just break this to you. You don't have a shot with J-Lo. Okay, let me break this to you. Okay, I just want to clear that up.
You were supposed to introduce
right
me to him, remember?
No, J-Lo she's with Ben right now, and I think Ben has about 400 million reasons over you.
That's correct.
Okay.
I think maybe more too.
Maybe more. So no, J-Lo's. I met J-Lo in the very beginning of her career. She was terrific. Really, I liked her a lot. She was doing Money Train when I met her. I remember. She was really sweet. She's
very
from the Bronx
talented.
too. Right?
Yeah,
from the Bronx.
Castle Hill. She's from Castle Hill.
That's correct, Castle Hill. So, okay, so give me your type. Let's forget J-Lo.
Okay.
Give me your type of woman who's famous that you think you would like. That's famous. Besides J-Lo, of course.
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz. I know Penelope. I directed her in a movie called Noelle. Absolutely one of the greatest actresses I've ever directed and stunningly beautiful. You know, but she's with Javier. Javier.
She's got a guy.
She's got a guy and a pretty handsome guy and very talented, pretty power couple. But Penelope is stunning, and no, you don't have a shot with her either, so forget that. But she does have long black hair and wears hoop earrings and does wear high heels. No, Sandy, it's not happening. Okay.
And she has
class.
Oh,
immense amount of class.
And she has beautiful, beautiful legs, and I'm a leg man.
You're a leg man.
Yes.
She does have beautiful legs. She's a beautiful woman.
Yes.
I mean, let's, she's one of those, wake up in the morning, shuffle your hair, and, God bless you. That's all you have to do,
So I lost. That's two so far.
That's two you lost out. Well, you lost to J-Lo and Penelope Cruz.
Diane Lane.
Diane Lane.
I like her.
You like her, too.
Now, Diane Lane has a scar right here.
Yeah.
For some reason, drives me crazy.
The scar.
The scar.
The scar drives you crazy. I don't.
You
know what? I don't even want to go there because I don't know what can come out of your mouth right now that I don't want to be canceled.
Always
for
respectful.
That, you know what I mean?
Always respectful.
Wow. Holy shit. Yeah. But the scar drives you crazy.
There's something about the scar on her eye that gives her a look that just.
Yeah, but you're a man who's never hit a woman, right?
Hit a woman?
Yeah, you never put your hands on
Absolutely
a woman.
not.
You detest men who do that.
That's correct.
That's correct. Now, when you were a cop, you were a motorcycle cop for 20 years.
Right.
Did you ever, go to a thing where a guy just beat up a woman or a kid? Because we had a few guys here. We had Gary on the show from CSI, and he told us that you just wanted to kill the guy because when you got there, you got emotionally involved in what happened. Did that ever happen to you?
Well, we pulled cars over.
Right.
Where the couple started arguing because the guy was getting pulled over by the police.
Right.
And before we dismounted off the motorcycles, the guy would be punching the girl. We rolled up on the scene like that.
He was punching the girl.
He was punching the girl in the head.
Now, he gets arrested for that.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
He gets the cuffs thrown right on him, right?
Right. And when I was on back in those days, we had to do a little Andana on him too.
Wow, because you were upset by the girl.
Correct.
All right, well, I'm not saying it's right now.
He was blaming her because
right.
They were getting pulled over because they were arguing to begin with about something.
And the car was moving or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, so at 20 years, Highway 1, you rolled up on some tough accidents, right?
Oh, absolutely. Decapitations.
You saw decapitations.
On the Bronx River Parkway, yes.
Wow.
Car came from the going southbound, came over the divider into the northbound lane, sheared the top of the car going north, sheared the the driver's head right off
And when you got there, where was his head?
in the back seat.
In the back seat. Huh, back seat driver. Just kidding. Okay, anyway. Well, he was a classic backseat driver. But when you got there, what did you say when you saw the head? I mean,
Well, people that were passing were screaming. Women were screaming.
because they saw the head?
They saw the body moving with no head. The body still had, the nerves were still, because it just happened. We just missed it. We just rolled up
So
on
you
it.
seen the body actually moving
Because the nerves.
no
right,
head.
no head.
I mean, you couldn't like get the head and put it back. Or nothing.
No.
No, you couldn't.
No, this ain't Halloween. No.
Have you ever gotten into a high-speed chase on your motorcycle?
Back in those days, we could chase, yes. Now, today, they're not allowed to chase because of so many fatalities that police are involved in by chasing. You know, the bad guy that they're chasing loses control and actually hits other cars and kills people.
So if somebody does something, if you run away from the police today, they can't chase you.
They can't chase. From what I understand, they cannot
Unless
chase.
if it's a murder, they might.
If it's a murder or if it involved a police officer,
They're going to chase
they're
you.
going to chase you. Yeah.
They're not going to stop for that.
No.
You heard a cop, they're going to come in after you.
Right. If you're just chasing for speed and you put it over the radio, the first boss that hears it from a sergeant or above, he's going to tell you, cut the chase.
Let him go.
Let him go.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Because he could end up killing somebody,
Yes.
right? Wow.
They do the same thing with like ATVs and stuff I see in Queens and New York City and stuff like that. I saw this crazy video the other day where a squad car was actually riding next to an ATV.
Right.
And I don't know if you saw it, but he pulled the guy off with one hand.
No, I didn't see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. The guy was on I think it was an ATV or a dirt bike or something like that. And the cop reached out of his squad car and grabbed him and picked him up like a little kid and was dragging him.
Really?
See, now there's a problem with that because now he's dragging him off the ATV, correct? Now, you have a moving ATV. Let's say that ATV goes into the woman pushing the baby carriage. This is just a hypothetical, but it happens. Pushing the baby carriage on the sidewalk, and we have a fatality with the baby now. Now we have a problem.
You have a problem.
Yeah.
Like, what would happen in a case like that? Because I wonder if this guy was doing. There was more to the story than obviously the cop just pulling him off.
Well, he
of an
really
ATV
had to
or
be
a
doing
dirt
something
bike.
for that cop to do that.
Yeah, the cop was mad.
Well, he had to do something because that cop was saying, I got to get this guy off the road here somehow, some way.
Well,
right?
but the cop he's in a little bit of hot water too. If that ATV gets away from him and hits and kills somebody, you know, it's like shooting at a moving vehicle.
Yeah.
When you're shooting at a moving vehicle, now you just shot the driver. The driver's foot is still on the gas pedal. Where is that car going to go now?
So you can't shoot a guy behind the wheel of a moving
You
car?
shouldn't. No.
Wow.
No.
That was even back then. They told
Even
you not
back
to do
then.
that. Wow. Did you ever stop people who were drunk driving?
Yeah, that's what the Highway Patrol specialized in.
How did you do that? You had like stops? You had like, what do they call those things?
Oh, you mean where they assign you to
As they're getting off, you check
or the toll
everybody.
booths.
The
They used
toll
to
booth.
sign us at the Trogs Neck Toll
Did you
Plaza.
ever now, if you saw somebody see you make a U-turn and like try to go on a U and back, what did you guys do? Chase them?
Well, one, my partner would chase them,
Right,
or I
right.
would chase them,
Right,
and then the like myself would stay at the toll plaza.
right.
But then if you pull them over, or I should say when you pull them over,
Yeah,
then there's certain things you look for: watery eyes,
yeah.
bloodshot eyes,
Right,
alcohol on the breath,
right,
and unstable when you ask them to exit the vehicle.
right.
Unstable on their feet.
Did you ever get some funny stories where the guy doesn't want to walk or like do what you tell him to
Oh
do?
yeah. So
like
on your
what?
observation, it's automatically an arrest. So automatically, their license gets suspended.
Really?
Yeah. And just as a police officer, it's on your observation that they're going to be arrested. On your observation of bloodshot eyes, watery eyes, unstable on your feet.
Were you ever wrong where the guy, you thought he was drunk, but then he blew in the thing and he wasn't?
The only time that we were wrong is when the guy wasn't drunk, but he was drugged.
Okay. But you can't drive drugged either, right?
No. Either or.
That's called driving impaired.
No, driving impaired falls under alcohol also.
I see. Okay.
But driving under the influence of narcotics.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, there's now you have to take them to the hospital, and you have to within 2 hours. That's the statute of limitations. The blood has to be taken by a doctor.
Right.
You have to transport it to the lab downtown.
Right.
And then the police department lab, they test it to see what was in his blood.
And what happens if the guy goes, you know he's drunk, but he goes, no, I'm not taking a test.
Just on your observation,
yeah.
he's arrested.
You put the cuffs on him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fingerprinted and photographed.
But now, but say you later, it's after 2 hours, he won't take a test. Then what happens then?
No, it's got to be before the 2 hours.
But say he won't take the test.
He's still arrested under your observation. And then the judge decides the rest when he goes in front of the judge.
So if he goes, no, Judge, I never took the test. But no, they never, but the cop is saying you were drunk.
Right. Well, you're right. He didn't administer the, the alcohol level or anything like that. He never administered the evidence.
Right.
So now it's the cop's word in the report of what he observed against the suspect.
And usually they believe the cop.
Most of the time, yeah.
Wow.
Most of the time. But from what I understand, in this day and age, before the police officers finish this paperwork, everybody's out of jail. Nobody goes to jail anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Would you want to be a cop this day and age?
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't want to be a cop, no.
Absolutely not. When I was a police officer, I caught the last end of the respect, and you didn't have to respect me as a human being, but just respect the uniform that I'm wearing. Back in those days, I caught the last bit of that. From what I gather from different people now that are still on the job, including my friend Gary, who you've interviewed, there is no respect anymore.
Really? I mean, dumping water on cops' heads and
please.
stuff like that. That would never happen in your era.
No, not in my day.
They'd be arrested.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Dumping water, dumping milk. Now they throw their hands up to police officers now.
You can't do. Back then, you threw your hands up.
Oh, forget about it.
I think it's the craziest thing, the people that get out on bail the same day.
I just think it just makes people, this rule about that they have now, it's not enough. It's not a law. It's not, if you resist arrest, that's not an offense. I mean, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because when you resist arrest, things happen.
Yes.
That's how people die.
Yes. And the suspects know that there's no ramifications anymore. The suspects know this.
They know that. Yeah.
So they just throw the dice and go for broke.
Yeah, in a sense, it's creating more crime.
It's a crazy world we're living in. It really is.
There's a man saying it's a crazy world. Here's a man who cuts his hair every 44 days. He's calling people fucking crazy.
And the grass every 2.5 days.
And the grass every 2.5 days. And he's calling people crazy. So, tell us about, is it true, Sandy? Because I've been at your house. And I saw like the dish, the cup, and everything. And I said, why is this still out? And you said, well, that's for dinner tonight.
Correct.
So you have breakfast, and then you put your stuff out for dinner.
I have my breakfast in the morning. I use 2 dishes and 1 cup. When I'm done, that gets all washed.
Immediately?
Immediately.
It doesn't...
No.
Nothing stays in the sink dirty?
Never in the sink dirty. It gets washed, and it doesn't even stay in the strainer. It gets dried and put away.
Not even in the strainer. You dry it and put it away.
Put it away, yeah.
Then?
There's no, I'm the only one that's in that house.
All right.
Table gets cleaned.
Okay. And
then I set up for dinner.
And what is your setup for dinner?
2 dishes again. I have the dish for my chicken.
Yes.
My 3 pieces of chicken. And then I have the side dish for my vegetables. Mm-hmm. And then I have the plastic dish for a little bit of salad.
You guys listening to this? You believe this, Gary? I mean, come on.
Now, when I'm done with dinner, those dishes get washed, dried, put away.
Put away.
And then I set it up for breakfast the next morning.
Now, I'm curious. Have you always been this organized? Like, what age did you decide that you wanted to dress the way you do and be so organized in your life like this?
Well, at an earlier podcast, I always said that I had two people I looked up to in my life. And one, the very first one was my father. And I used to live next door to my uncle in Brooklyn. And I looked up to both.
And they did that?
Yes.
Your father did the same thing?
Yes.
With the dishes?
Oh, absolutely. And he was a sharp dresser, both my father and my uncle.
And your mother
was
that way too? No dishes in the sink?
No dishes in the sink.
So what you're saying is every time that you had dinner when you were growing up, everything was washed, dried, put away.
Correct. And when my mother had company,
wow.
There was no such thing as using a dishwasher. And she wouldn't let anybody get up and help her.
Why couldn't you use the dishwasher? Did they have a dishwasher?
Back then, yeah. Well, when they bought the house that I now own,
but she still won't use the dishwasher.
Use the dishwasher. Everything done by hand, while the company was there, done by hand, put away, and then the cake went on the table, the coffee cups, that went on the table next. After people were done, washed and put away, and then my mother would sit down and make conversation.
So there was nothing out of order?
Never. Never, ever, ever.
It wasn't my house.
You've been to my house. You saw my house.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. When I saw your house, it was like everything was, it looked like a museum. Everything was put away exactly.
How about downstairs with the Elvis and the doo-wop room?
He's got an Elvis room in his house. He's got an Elvis room in his house, this guy, right? It's a shrine to Elvis.
It's a shrine.
A shrine.
Yeah.
Sandy, what's in that manila envelope?
What's in the vanilla envelope?
Ladies and gentlemen, my dear friend, Philadelphia police officer Gary, Chazz interviewed him already.
Right.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is an authentic Elvis Presley scarf that was given to his cousin. He gave it to me. Authentic Elvis Presley scarf.
This was around Elvis's neck.
Around Elvis's neck. And it's signed.
Wow.
Gary's cousin.
Wow.
Used to bodyguard. He was one of
Elvis signed this.
Yes. Gary's cousin was one of the fellas when Elvis did Vegas.
Yeah.
He was sort of part of the Memphis Mafia.
Right.
And he bodyguarded Elvis in the casinos in Las Vegas. And Elvis signed it. It's right here.
Yeah, I see it.
And that's the signature. I know that signature.
He don't sign his last name. Just writes Elvis.
Just Elvis. This is an authentic scarf.
Only a few people can go by their first name. There's Elvis, there's Cher, and there's Chazz. So I just want
That's right.
I just want to say that. Okay.
Authentic scarf.
Authentic scarf. Well, you got a good friend there.
Gary, I love you. Thank you.
He's the best. That was really nice of Gary
He's the best.
To give you that. Wow.
This goes in a museum.
Goes in the Elvis Museum.
Yeah. With the picture of him and his cousin and Elvis. He gave me a nice picture.
Now, if you have a guest, say some girl comes over the house and she visits you and you take ladies to your home and the next day you wake up and you don't see the scarf there and the lady calls you and says, oh, by the way, I wanted to show my mom I took the scarf. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, we have a problem now.
We have a problem.
Yeah, we have a very bad problem.
We could be broken up over this. You're breaking up with
First of all, she took the scarf from
without
my
telling
house.
you.
No, that's done.
Done. Over.
Before I say we're done, I get my scarf back, though.
Yeah, what else? She goes, well, you know what? I'm not giving you the scarf back.
Oh, no.
You're getting that scarf
You
back.
better believe it. No. My friend Gary gave this to me.
Right.
From the bottom of his heart.
And you're getting that scarf back.
You better believe
You're
it.
going to get in your car and you're going there.
That's right.
In your 1974 Nova.
Or my 1970 Cadillac.
Or his 1970 Cadillac. This man is living in the past, folks.
Don't forget the phone.
This man, let's show everybody your phone.
What about the camera?
No, we don't have to. Look at this. Folks, look at this phone. Alexander Graham Bell had a phone like this. This is insane.
Moses.
I mean, look at this phone. This is a joke. It's a joke. I call him. He goes, well, I can't get text messages. I can't get photos.
I can get text.
Oh, texts you can get.
I can't get photos.
Can't get photos. Can't get photos, folks. Sandy Blue Eyes, it's been a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you.
You're always a great guest.
Thank you.
We got to come back. Sandy Blue Eyes is going to be doing the word of the day on TikTok.
Absolutely.
Is that right? We got to do the word of the day again, and you'll be back. Watch him on TikTok. He gets a ton of likes. You can go to my TikTok. Sandy Blue Eyes is there.
Come to the shows. You
come
gotta
to the
come
shows.
to the shows.
That's right. And we're going to be, Sandy will be with me September 10th in Lancaster, PA at the American Music Theater. October 9th, Boston. We're going to be at the Emerson Colonial Theater. And Pittsburgh, 2 dates. November 11th and 12th at the Byram Theater in Pittsburgh, PA.
Come and see me in the lobby.
Come and see you in the lobby.
With all the merchandise, you won't be sorry.
Yeah, we can take a photo with Sandy.
Take a photo.
See the show that started it all, and it'll be a night you won't forget. God bless you all. This is the Chazz Palminteri Podcast, and see you next week.